videos over the volume of rectangular prisms. All right, so we're still looking on the back of our star chart at the volume section. This is the only formula we have in the volume section for volume of rectangular prisms. Now you'll notice that we have V equals a capital B times H. All right, this capital B is different from the lowercase b. The capital B stands for the area of the base. Now the reason they're doing this is because in 7th grade, your star chart for area and volume it fills up the whole page. And so instead of specifying what the area of the base is for each type of prism or 3D figure, they just put a capital B. And so then you refer back to whatever the base is. So in a rectangular prism, the base is a rectangle. So this capital B stands for the area of the base, which is base times height. All right, so I'm going to draw a little sketch for you, and it's going to be pretty rough. But in a rectangular prism, we have, there we go, we have a rectangle on the bottom of the shape. All right, this down here is our base, which is a rectangle. That rectangle has a base of its own, which we might call the length, and a height, which we might call the width. But then our prism also has a height of its own, which would be how tall the prism is. So first thing we do is we find the area of that red section by doing the base times the height, and then we multiply times the height of the rectangular prism. Now, a lot of you might have learned this already as the length, the length times the width times the height. And if you understand it like that, then that's perfectly fine. But I wanted you to see that on the star chart, it does not say length times width times height. It says capital B, which is the area of the base, times the height. All right, so let's do some examples. All right, so on your, in your notes, put the volume of a rectangular prism. The volume will equal base times height, and keep in mind that base, this capital B, stands for your base times height of the rectangle, excuse me. And then the height is the height of the prism. Right? If you also want to write it as volume equals length times width times height, I'm fine with that. So, to solve this, we need to know the area of the base. That's going to be our base times height of the rectangle, this rectangle down here, the base of the prism. All right, so that's going to be 3 times 2, and then times the height of the prism, which is how tall it is, 5 centimeters. All right, so we're going to multiply these three things together. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 5 is 30. So our volume is 30 centimeters, and it's cubed this time because we're multiplying 3 of the dimensions. All right, 30 centimeters cubed, pretty straightforward. I'm going to do another example. Volume equals base times height, the area of the base times the height. So the base of my rectangular prism is this rectangle down here, and this rectangle has an area of 10 times 5. All right, so 10 times 5, that's the base, and then times the height of 2. All right, 10 times 5 is 50, and 50 times 2 is 100 centimeters cubed again. All right, so that's it for volume of rectangular prisms. The area of the base times the height, which is basically length times width times height. Make sure you get these notes in your spiral.